Ladies and gentlemen, requesting everyone, please take your seats. We are about
Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the program. I would request everyone, please take your seats.
Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank.
Check, check.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the 9th anniversary celebration of Bandhan Bank. Yes, we are 9, and we meet once again on this very day at this very venue. This evening we'll have many moments that you would like to capture on your mobile phones, and we would urge you to do so. click as many pictures and videos as you want, and upload them on your social media handles with the hashtag Bandhan Day. However, please note, the performance that will happen at the end, refrain from making videos because, well, it's intellectual property. You may want to stop your videos at that time. But always, please keep your mobile phones in silent mode.
We start this evening with the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. The song invoking the gods, Bhavani Dhyani, will be sung by Anuka Mitra, Group Compliance Head, Bandhan Bank. I'd request Anuka to take the stage. For the lighting of the lamp, I would like to invite on stage our chief guest, Mr. S.S. Mundra, founder, Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh, our chairman, Dr. Anup Kumar Sinha, our interim MD and CEO, Mr. Ratan Kesh, Executive Director and Chief Business Officer, Mr. Rajinder Babbar, and two special guests, our customers, Ms. Babita Haldar Sarkar and Mr. Pratyush Shaha. I request the dignitaries to please come up on stage and light the lamp.
We would also like to invite on stage another customer, Ms. Baishakhi Ghosh. Ms. Baishakhi Ghosh, if you are here with us, please do come onto the stage.
Namaskar. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you, everyone. You may please take your seats now. The journey of Bandhan Bank has been exhilarating. It is dotted with significant milestones. We will now present a short video which will take you through the fulfilling journey of Bandhan Bank. Let's have the film, please.
The year was 2001. From a small place called Bandhan in the outskirts of Kolkata, started a not-for-profit organization called Bandhan Nagar. The objectives were simple: poverty alleviation and women empowerment. Because the belief was that assisting women has a multiplier effect in society. Bandhan Nagar started extending microcredit to women in rural Bengal, helping them establish their own livelihood generating activities. Soon, Bandhan's endeavor in assisting women became so popular that the business grew substantially. In 2006, Bandhan acquired a non-banking financial company, and in 2009, the entire microfinance portfolio of the NGO was transferred to the NBFC. In 2010, just 10 years since the start of its journey, Bandhan became the largest microfinance institution in the country. In 2015, Bandhan became the first microfinance institution to transform itself into a universal bank.
Today indeed is a very pleasant occasion to celebrate. A great institution is being born in West Bengal.
On the day of launch itself, Bandhan Bank had 501 bank branches and 2022 banking units. In 2018, Bandhan Bank listed itself in the stock exchanges, and on the day of listing itself became the 8th most valued bank in the country by market capitalization. In 2019, Bandhan acquired HDFC Limited's stake in one of India's foremost affordable housing finance provider, Gruha Finance. In 2019 itself, Bandhan Bank crossed the milestone of 1 lakh crore rupees of total business, and in just 3 more years, doubled that to cross the milestone of 2 lakh crore rupees of total business. Bandhan Bank is an impact organization. Bandhan Bank Empower are the CSR initiatives that Bandhan Bank undertakes in the fields of education, health, livelihood creation, climate action, financial literacy, and skill development. In just 9 years, Bandhan Bank has already garnered total deposits of more than rupees 1.33 lakh crore. Its total advances stand at more than rupees 1.26 lakh crore. Through nearly 6,300 banking outlets across 35 states and union territories across the country, its 77,000 employees serve more than 3.4 crore customers. In these 9 years, the journey has been incredible. Yet, this is just the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, as you saw in the video, that Bandhan started in 2001 as a small enterprise that aimed at transforming the lives of individuals, those who needed but weren't getting enough support. It is time for us to invite on stage the reformer who started Bandhan and nurtured it to become the force it is today. Please put your hands together to welcome on stage for the keynote address the visionary founder of Bandhan, Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh.
Good evening. Namaskar. Respected that the today chief guest, Sri S.S. Mudra sir, chairman of the bank, all the dignitaries, board members, my customers, and the team member of Bandhan Group. This is another foundation day, another opportunity for me to speak to you. As I stand before you today, I am filled with pride and joy. This year, I speak to you not as a MD and CEO of Bandhan Bank. I am talking in here as a founder of Bandhan and of course as a Bandhan Bank. Though my role has evolved, my passion, my commitment, my vision for Bandhan remain as strong as ever. Throughout my journey of Bandhan, I have seen many ups and downs. It has been an incredible journey, much better, much more fulfilling than I could have imagined in 2001 when I started this Bandhan. This has been because of many factors, but the most important factor is you. You are all in here who have been my biggest supporter and well-wishers. With your blessing, I have traveled this far. And with your blessing, I will be able to bring more important impact in the years to come future. It was one evening in early 2000 when I started this Bandhan. Before I came to my home at night, I expressed to my wife, to Nilima Ghosh, I had quit my job. I was employed with an NGO then and was earning 5,000 rupees per month salary. It was a small, but it was in a fixed income source. Very tough to take the decision to left it and start another organization which is Bandhan. But while working in the NGO as an employee, my ambition to make a meaningful impact was not getting fulfilled. So I quit. It was a big risk for my life, but what I was aiming to achieve, I would not have been able to without take this risk. Today, when I talked into the Impact Pavilion outside of this room, I realized that the decision I took in 2001 was an excellent one. This impact that Bandhan has been able to create over the years has been the most fulfilling achievement. When I drive to the rural India, where Bandhan has engaged fruitfully with the residents, I see the transformation on the ground, and that fills my heart with pride. Why pride? Because I have had a good fortune of working with some of the best people. While you may think of me when you think of Bandhan, I am just one person who had the privilege of leading a fine team who are sitting in here. Bandhan is a success story because of this team. Small is beautiful, but big is necessary. I have based my life on this principle. from the beginning. I realized early on that in order to make a meaningful impact, scale is necessary. I have followed a simple process to ensure that I build scale, but do not risk more than what is necessary. I start small, learn from the experience, make a correction and improvement, and then scale up. This is the process has helped me create an institution that have been able to touch and transform millions of lives in our country. Bandhan is not just an institution. It is a movement for uplifting the people, a movement to create impact where it is needed most, a movement to empower and entrust. When I look back at the 23 years of my life, which is a Bandhan life, I see the impact in the areas of poverty alleviation, employment generation, and these opportunities has a big way has come for my life. And both direct and indirect skill development, entrepreneurship development, financial inclusion, health, education, environment conservation, sustainable livelihood, so much more. We have all institutions put together touch the lives of 3.44 crores family. If I come on that, the last couple of months before I meet a customer name is Sheila, which is she is in here with her husband. And she is an entrepreneur. She started 2008 with a small amount from Bandhan as a tea stall. After that, today she expressed she has now have the restaurant with her name Sheila Kitchen. This is not really good enough on here. When it talked, she said that her income per month has come from 0 to 50,000 per month. I have been just walking before coming in this room. There is an outdoor. There is one of the women, which is called the Maiti, and is selling a dolna. And she said that with the Bandhan life, she is now incoming 2 lakh rupees in a month and 400 people employment generated working under her. And Sheila also given that to the 4 employment. If I not go to this 2 lakhs, if I not go to this 50,000, if I go to this average 25,000 rupees per month income, we are created by the bank with the 2 crores women customer, 50,000 crores per month income contributed to the country economy. If we convert it to the year, 6 lakhs crore income contributed by the bottom of the pyramid to our economy, to our GDP, to our country. This is the moment of feeling proud what we have been done. If I go to the same line, if we go to the same line, the 4 employment given, 400 employment given, if they are average given 2 employment, that means 2 crore customers has given the 4 crores employment for the country in the bottom side. What is our objective? When I started it on that, employment generation and income to the women empowerment. And I hope that we are on that line and we are contributed more, which we like to say to the people is possible to scale and give this impact to our society. 2014, I received the Universal Bank license. And that time I also mentioned after receive it, I am not a banker. I am not an economist. I learn from my customer. So, banking did not happen to me as a career plan. It was a natural evolution of Bandhan in creating impact, and I had the privilege to leading the bank for 9 years as a MD and a CEO. When I announced my retirement from the bank, I used to be asked one question, everyone, irrespective of anywhere on that, what will you do next? Now, get the same question, what are you doing now? Only the tense have been changed from earlier and today. The question is the same, tense is different. I thought I'll retire, I'll read the book, I'll take the rest, I'll sleep what I have not slept before, I'll maybe travel for enjoy the scenario. But the people are not given to me. They are always knocking on that, what you are doing and what is your plan to do. I'll continue to serve mankind, those who need assistance till my last breath, no matter what position I hold or where I am. Impact creation will be my guiding principle forever. And Bandhan will continue to be in my veins. Where there is Bandhan, there is impact creation. Providing financial assistance is just one area of impact which I was able to work on when I was with Bandhan Bank. I am determined to create impact through many other means and assistance. India is a huge country and scope is immense. For an entrepreneur, for an institution builder, there is no retirement. And these questions that I mentioned are being asked because of the trust I have been fortunate to earn all these years of Bandhan. Bandhan has born to create impact through transformation. I will continue the work in these areas. The country needs much work to be done in the area of education, poverty alleviation, livelihood generation, health, financial literacy, and many other areas. Sustainable income generation is the first step in transformation, and scaling up these opportunities is critical. Next comes protection of the financial future through the right financial solutions in the time of distress like illness or the death of the primary earner. Financial protection ensures that the family does not suffer and does not have to dig into its savings for emergencies. Finally, comes diversification of savings. We need to ensure that people at large understand the benefits and necessity of capital diversification of their savings and investment when income comes in. If I say that when we started as a Bandhan, that day which the child have been born, he is now in an adult. If I go to this, before the 9 years, when we opened the bank, who was in a class 5, they are now in a graduation. If I see that the youth of India, how is moving and coming in the life of just last 9 years, primary student has come to the graduation, what is their future? There is a focus we have need to now do how our youth can be like to contribute to the country. The young population that is just beginning their journey need to be guided holistically. Empowerment generation, skill development, and the right financial planning is important for this generation to ensure future success. These young people will become the leaders of the nation tomorrow. And if they plan their future well, the nation's future will be bright. There is so much to do that the lifetime of efforts also seems inadequate. I will continue my journey of empowerment and transformation in the areas I mentioned. Bandhan Bank is in very good hands. The leadership team has reached experience and is aligned to what the bank aims to achieve. I have built the bank from the ground up, and I know the capability of the entire team, more than 77,000 employees. Their focus is on customers, and they are dedicated to adding values to their customer lives. I am proud of them. They will take the bank to even new heights with maintaining the culture and values of Bandhan Bank. I take these opportunities to thank you all the partnering me in this journey. This would not have been possible without all of you. I am blessed, privileged to have gained so much positive emotion from all of you. Your emotion are my fuel, my motivation to continue on this journey of impact creation. And with you holding my hand, will transform the lives of many more people and contribute meaningfully to nation building. Namaskar. Thank you to giving the chance.
Thank you, Mr. Ghosh. Your journey has truly been inspirational, and we look forward to seeing you transform more lives and create more impact. It is time now for the opening address, for which we would like to invite on stage our interim Managing Director and Chief Executive of Bandhan Bank, Mr. Ratan Kesh.
Good evening, respected Chief Guest, Mr. Mundra, our guide and mentor, founder of Bandhan, Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh, board members of Bandhan Bank, dignitaries, our loved and respected customers, my colleagues from the bank, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar. It is an incredibly tough job to stand on the podium and speak right after the person whom we look up to, who is a visionary and in all senses of the word a reformer. And when he happens to be the founder of the organization, the job of speaking after him is tougher than one would imagine. Mr. Ghosh, sir, thank you for what you have created. We are all here in this hall celebrating our Foundation Day just because on one evening in the early 2000s, you took a decision and stood by it, and then carried forward the dreams of millions all these years. From the bottom of my heart and on behalf of all those in this hall and the 77,000 plus people, employees of the bank, a big thank you to you, sir. I also want to thank Mrs. Nilima Ghosh for the sacrifice that you made and keep supporting Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you on this Foundation Day. I have a reasonably large speech to sort of speak up. But before I do that, let me do a little bit of an engagement. I have a couple of questions to ask you. Can you guess what is this? It's a famous movie. Ice Age, yes. Remember these numbers. 2.6 million years, 11,700 years. Ice Age ended at 11,700 years and it started at 2.6 million years back. What is this? Yes, indeed, this is the Great Wall of China. Remember this number, 2,000 years and multiply by 130. Now I will give you the next slide to give you the relevance of these numbers. These two numbers, 2,67,000 years and 3,47,000 years. What are these? Total work experience of all the employees of Bandhan Bank is 2.6 lakh years, and total work experience of all the employees is 3.47 lakh years. So practically Bandhan Bank employees, the collective experience, it's actually walked through the Ice Age, and this team could build 130 Great Wall of China. And that's just not all. The average vintage of all employees of Bandhan Bank is 3.5 years. Sounds small? We are just a 9-year-old bank. For a 9-year-old bank to have 3.5 years of average experience is phenomenal. And average age of our employees is 30 years. So ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of this force is what I am standing in front of all of you. And please give one round of applause to these 70,000 plus people. This is this power, the scale and the expanse of your bank, Bandhan Bank. The force, the employees, this one team at Bandhan Bank is the reason why we are here today. This force is what has made us a name that people recognize. This is the force, the X factor for the success of Bandhan Bank. We are here this evening to celebrate the success story of Bandhan Bank, all the incredible success that has happened in just 9 years. We celebrate the 9th anniversary of Bandhan Bank. 9 is an important number in our belief system. In science, Navagrahas are the 9 planets in Vedic astronomy. Navaratnas are the 9 precious jewels, and Navaratri is the period we all enjoy, we will enjoy soon. In numerology too, the number 9 is very, very powerful. It represents completion, although not a final ending, more like fulfillment of one cycle so that you can prepare to initiate the next one. This number 9 shows, this number 9 all around this hall shows you have lived and learned. You are engaged in living your life in a meaningful, conscious manner, and you are setting rewarding goals, the goals being bigger and better. Exactly in line with our bank's journey, we have had a fulfilling run now and have a strong foundation in place to springboard into the future with a total business of 2.6 lakh crore, of which deposits alone are 1.33 lakh crore. When we started the bank in 2015, our deposits were, which is a true indicator of the customer's trust, were 0. Thanks to the trust of all these valued customers of 3.4 crore customers and all our stakeholders, including you, that we have been able to overcome all the obstacles and move through an incredible journey. Today, we are present in 35 states and union territories in the country with nearly 6,300 banking outlets. Our presence across rural, semi-urban, urban, and metro centers are a testimony to the presence that we have all around. In any centers, our belief is that we should be present, then we should move to relevance and then dominance. As you know, in eastern part of the country, given our heritage, we are dominant player. And an indication that in our city is the density of our branches. In the rest of the country, we ensured our presence. In many areas, we are actually relevant, and in some areas, we are dominant. This journey from relevance to dominance will continue as we push ourselves to bring more people to experience the joy of banking with Bandhan Bank. Over the years, we have also built a comprehensive product portfolio. We have identified certain pockets of strength like small business loans, micro home loan, affordable home loan, among others. In fact, for affordable housing, we are among the top disburser in the country. Our growth in the deposit book is a testimony of the product and service quality that we offer to our customers. Today, our bank traverses the entire spread of socio-economic pyramid from microloan customer to the large corporate houses. With our spread and distribution and a robust product suite, we are well and truly on track with our consistent guiding principle of truly being the bank for all. As I mentioned earlier, 9 is a true representation of the fulfillment of one cycle so that we can prepare for the next. For us, it is time for Bandhan Bank 2.0. We have been preparing for the next leap of growth for the bank. Last year, we successfully completed the migration of our core banking system to a new and much more potent platform. For those who may not know what a CBS is, it is the central core in which all the banking is executed and stored. Think of it like the brain or the nervous system, which is responsible for controlling your entire body. The scale and the complexity of our migration was unprecedented in the banking industry, not just for India, but possibly across the globe. I am happy to tell you that the transition was smooth without any significant disruption in the services that we offered to our customers. The new CBS lays foundation for stronger adherence to compliance, robust risk management. It also gives us a platform to build relevant products with agility to continue the journey from relevance to dominance. We have already introduced new products and services in recent past, like trade services, including forex transactions for import and export. We are empaneled for central and state government businesses. Additionally, the states of Assam and Meghalaya have authorized us to integrate for electronic government receipt accounting system, serving as a unified online collection medium for all tax and non-tax revenues. We have also received authorization from the Reserve Bank of India for disbursement of central civil pensions. This evening, we will launch 2 new products aimed at creating more value for our customer segments. With the CBS, we are working on the surround system. We have onboarded new technology to enable faster loan processing. We are in the process of closing on a CRM system which will serve our customers better. The various other tech advancements in the roadmap will enhance our digital banking experiences as well, leveraging data and analytics. We will be equipped to provide a hyper-personalized banking experience to our customers. With the advanced tech like robotic process automation and artificial intelligence, we will build efficiencies that will result in superior customer value. The people who work dedicatedly at Bandhan Bank to deliver value for our customers are our biggest strength. From the time that the license was received by Bandhan to start a universal bank, the number of employees has grown nearly 6 times. Our employee base is a fine mix of homegrown experience and new talent from the banking sector. Our training initiatives are designed to upskill and reskill employees on an ongoing basis to ensure that they continue to provide service to our customer that Bandhan Bank is famous for. In a survey in 2022 by Gallup, the world leader in employee engagement studies, we were declared as an exceptional workplace, one among the 57 companies worldwide to receive this recognition. I am happy to inform you that in the subsequent survey completed just this year, our employee engagement scores have even progressed further. In the last few months, we have also strengthened the leadership team at Bandhan Bank with important appointments like Mr. Rajinder Babbar, Executive Director and CBO, Mr. Rajiv Mantri, Chief Financial Officer, Santosh Nair, Head of Consumer Lending and Mortgages, Satish Kumar, Head of Wholesale Banking, and many more. We continue to attract talent from the peer banks and would keep our efforts in order to establish ourselves as a value-based employer of choice and talent magnet. In addition to these key positions, we have created certain key verticals such as customer experience and process quality, among others, that aim to ensure that we continue to enhance customer experience and value. We have been very focused on customer centricity, and we would like to take that to the next level with our customers at the core of all the decisions that we make. In everything that Bandhan Bank endeavors to do, the guiding principle of value creation for customers, for shareholders, for employees, and the nation at large will continue to remain. Impact creation is what Bandhan is known for, and we will continue scaling up that impact creation. Of the 3.4 crore customers, more than 2 crore are women who started their entrepreneurial journey with Bandhan Bank. These women have changed the social fabric of their respective communities. Many of such women are not just business owners, but employers as well. They have ensured not just the success of their own businesses, but they have helped elevate the lifestyle of their families. You will witness one such case shortly this evening. Just behind this wall, there is an impact pavilion. We have 9 stalls there as a relevance to the 9th anniversary. These stalls are of women who started their small businesses with Bandhan's financial assistance and have blossomed into successful business persons today. I would urge all of you to visit that impact pavilion. Our CSR agenda aims to bring about meaningful changes in the lives of the less privileged. Our programs are carefully designed to have profound impact in areas of education, healthcare, livelihood promotion, sustainable life development, climate action, financial literacy, skill enhancement, and job creation. Till date, we have been able to touch more than 20 lakh families and their lives across the country. Bandhan Bank is a bank born in India for Indians. All our efforts are aligned to provide relevant and value-based banking services to the citizens of the nation, whether they reside in India or abroad. Our focus on impact creation will continue as we work towards holistic development of communities across the nation. We are rooted in this beautiful city of Kolkata as we continue to spread our wings across the nation. Impact, development, value creation, we will continue to stand by this. Thank you for making Bandhan Bank the pride of the nation. I look forward to your support in this journey on behalf of 77,000 people of this bank. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ratan, for your opening address. It is indeed a remarkable journey that Bandhan Bank has had so far, yet this is just the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our anniversary lecture, which will be delivered by our chief guest, Mr. S.S. Mundra, former Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of India.
In a banking career spanning over 4 decades, Mr. Mundra has held several important positions in the banking industry, including Chairman and Managing Director of Bank of Baroda and Executive Director of Union Bank of India. Post-superannuation as Chairman and Managing Director, Bank of Baroda, he moved to the Reserve Bank of India as the Deputy Governor and retired from there in July 2017 after a 3-year stint. During his stint at the RBI, he also served as RBI's nominee on the Financial Stability Board and its various committees. Mr. Mundra was also Vice Chair of OECD's International Network on Financial Education. Post-retirement from the RBI, Mr. Mundra served on the board of BSE Limited for the maximum permissible tenure of 6 years. He was also on the Global Risk Advisory Committee of PayU Global, Netherlands from May 2019 till March 2024. Presently, Mr. Mundra is serving on the boards of several companies such as DSP Asset Managers Private Limited, Airtel Payment Bank Limited, Ayana Renewable Power Private Limited, Havels India Limited, and Yashraj Biotechnology Limited as Independent Director and as Non-Executive Chairman of India Bulls Housing Limited. He is also on the advisory board of CFM Asset Reconstruction Private Limited and on the governing body of IMT Ghaziabad. Mr. Mundra is a regular presence on various media platforms and also as a speaker on various forums, both domestic and international. He has delivered numerous speeches and presentations on diverse issues, namely banking, financial inclusion and literacy, MSME, financing, audit, fraud risk management, cybersecurity, consumer protection, human resource management, among others. Many of these speeches have been published on the website of Reserve Bank of India and that of the Bank for International Settlements. Amity University has conferred upon him the Doctor of Philosophy, honoris causa, in recognition of his services in the field of banking and other related areas. We are all privileged to have Mr. Mundra deliver the anniversary lecture this year. He will speak on a very interesting topic, Indian Bank's Path to Drive. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome on stage Mr. S.S. Mundra.
Thanks for those kind words. Mrs. and Mr. Ghosh, members on the board of Bandhan Bank, management team, all the staff, customers of Bandhan Bank, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. It's my great pleasure to be with all of you on this 9th anniversary celebration of the bank. I thank Mr. Kesh for inviting me on this occasion. Congratulations to the entire team for navigating a successful journey of Bandhan, as we have seen from an NGO to an NBFC to a universal bank. Mr. Ghosh, founder of the bank, is amongst us. I am sure with the permission of Mrs. Nilima Ghosh, who is also here. And I can say he can look back with satisfaction for having built this family with more than 6,000 outlets, 36,000 plus employees, and 3.5 crore customers. And as they say, clock continues to tick. You all started with a noble mission of Aapka Bhala, Sabki Bhalai, translated as you benefit and everyone's welfare. I believe this would remain your guiding mantra in journey onward. It was also nice to see today Mr. Ghosh seamlessly transforming into the role of a Dronacharya and Mr. Kesh focused like an Arjun. I think it bodes well for the bank in times to come. Now, word Bandhan can have dual meaning. It could be a bond as also a shackle. I don't think I need to elaborate here as to what you should choose and what you should stay clear of. You are all wise people, and I am sure you have made the right choice and you will continue to make right choices. Now, coming to the topic of my speech today, I have chosen to speak on the elements which, in my view, would be vital for banks in India to shape their businesses going forward, and Bandhan included, and hence the title which you have seen, Indian Banks Path to Drive. Now, drive is written in a little different fashion, but why? The 5 letters of this joint word drive stand for D for digitalization, R for risk and regulation, I for innovation and inclusion, V for value-based banking, and E for environment. So I think these are the elements, to my mind, which should guide how the banks should continue to work in the future. Now, all these elements are not unique to India only. Actually, they are relevant for the banks globally, but some of them surely have a distinct Indian flavor. I would now attempt to briefly touch upon each of these. Coming to digitalization, first I would like to begin with 3 basic premises in the area of digitalization. Number 1, regardless of the business model chosen, whether it is a model of wholesale banking, is a model of retail banking, anything else, digital banking would be the main driving force to sustain and grow the market share. The second premise is India today has one of the best, if not the best, financial market digital infrastructure and a demographic mix which is very conducive for the digital consumption. And my third assumption, third basic premises, it is not assumption, it's a premise, that payment business is growing into a significant driver of revenue for any bank. Now, coming to point 1 above, that is about the business model, digital banking going to be the main driving force. It doesn't need much elaboration. I am sure every bank is experiencing in its day-to-day journey, from onboarding to serving, to cross-selling, to value propositions, to monitoring, to collection. Banking would be difficult to imagine without digital intervention. The myth already lies shattered that the customers at the bottom of the pyramid or in hinterland would be reluctant to adopt digital ways, and I think some of the examples which were mentioned now, some of the things which are happening outside this hall are also the living testimony for that. Just look at the proliferation of QR codes, ever increasing UPI transactions, DBT channels, and you have your answer. Moreover, each year a sizable new bankable population is entering the marketplace, which is more digital savvy than the previous one. This should make every banker to sit up and reimagine banking, say a decade from now, and equip itself to remain relevant in this emerging scenario. Actually, as rightly said, that the only thing constant in the world is change. And the speed of change is increasing every year. Sometimes I say that the generation which is coming to the world today, they are like Abhimanyu. Like Abhimanyu learnt half of the Chakravyuh while still he was in the womb of his mother. Same is happening with today's customers. They are so digital savvy, so nimble fingered, that it would be always be a challenge for the service provider to keep pace with them. Now, as regards coming to the second point, that is the financial infrastructure and digital consumption, let us look at the following demand-supply universe. And that is why I mentioned at the beginning some distinct Indian flavor. So what is this demand-supply universe? Now, I think we have one of the best public digital assets in this country, and I'll just, you are all familiar with them, but Aadhaar, UPI, DigiLocker, ONDC, OCAN, account aggregator, Sarsai, and so on. There are, numerous of them is there. Now, if you look at digital user base, and these are approximate figures, I think they keep on changing every day. We have around 88 crore internet users, and 50% of them are in upcountry. We have mobile phones around 114 crores, out of which smartphones are around 65 crore. Aadhaar card are estimated to be around 136 crores, UPI users 30 crores, and so on. And you can further add to the unique mutual fund investor or unique investors on the stock market, and then you can imagine the universe. Data availability, if we look at it, there are several sources of data availability today. Credit bureaus are there. Payment data have become a very important source of getting the information on the customers. Then GST data is there, income tax sources are there, and there are so many such sources are there. Even social media platforms have become a rich and important source of gathering the customer data. And now coming to the evolution of digital customer, as I said, the digital consumption in this country, as was mentioned, till recently I was on the board of BSC, and I have some very interesting data from BSC. They may be slightly dated because they are the data of August 2023, and now 1 year has evolved since then. But the data is still very relevant to show you the trend, reflect the trend as to what is happening in the country around the digital consumption and emerging digital customers. So, to give you that sense, see the unique investor base in BSC in August 2023 was 13.8 crore individuals, right? It was 5 crores in the year March 2020. It means the growth from March 2020 to August 2023 had been at the rate of 176%. Now compare it versus that during the period 2008 to 2020, this growth was only 20%. So, from 20% over that long period to 176% only in 3 years shows that what is the speed of transformation, how the things are changing. More interestingly, this 8.8 crores new customers which were added, 5 crore versus 13.8 crore, which brings us 8.8 crores. 14% of them were between the age of 20 to 30 years. 22% of them were in the age group of 30 to 40 years, 20 to 30 years, and 47% of them were in the age group of 30 to 40 years. So this was the age-wise division of these newly added customers, and even more significantly, out of this 8.8 crore addition, only 2.5 crore of them were coming from the top 30 cities in this country. Remaining 6.3 crores were coming from the hinterland, including the rural and semi-urban area. In now, above is self-explanatory, and it had been possible only due to the digitalization, leading to financial awareness, digital connectivity, and ease of onboarding. As regards point 3, as per McKinsey Global Payment Report 2023, it has mentioned that sustained growth in India, fueled by cash displacement, moved it into the top 5 countries for payment revenues. So I think these are the 3 factors, and you get a fair sense as to what is happening in the customer segment, what is happening in the world around you, and how you should prepare to keep pace with this. So that was the point one, which was around digitalization. Coming to the second point which I mentioned, and that is the risk and regulation. Now, my view is that Indian banks, in the aftermath of global crisis of the year 2008 and stress in the loan books during the year 2012-13, have become fairly adept in managing traditional sources of risk such as the credit risk or the treasury risk. However, rapid evolution of digital banking has thrown new set of challenges both for the bankers as well as the regulators. Now the challenge here is to find right balance between supporting innovation and protecting customers. RBI has been particularly cautioning the banks on systemic risk emerging from digital disruption. In particular, the areas which are flagged are such as cyber security, digital payment, third-party reliance, and evolution of fintechs of many hues, and many of whom may be operating even below the regulatory radar. And as we see those kind of cases coming up every day, even as recent as last week, some of the measures which are announced by the RBI around P2P lenders is one example of this kind of the fintech emerging and operating in the marketplace. Now, while it is not possible to dwell at length on each of these areas within the confine of the speech, suffice to say that the banks need to constantly keep their game up in investing in technology and talent. Following are some regulatory steps, events which can drive the point home. Number one, which comes to my mind, is 24/7 digital channels, and coupled with social media influence can make deposit outflows unpredictable, affecting operational stability. Recent RBI revision in rules regarding maintenance of LCR seems to have taken cognizance of this fact, because banking is no more confined to a daytime or in a physical place. This is a 24/7 channel, and no one can put any kind of measure to stop that. So that is one example. Now, you all are aware a recent incident which happened just a couple of months back, where hacking of system at a third-party vendor affected some services at almost 300 small and mid-sized banks for considerable time. This has happened in recent past, and that is where the regulators' concern around the outside vendor is coming. And similarly, if you look at a global scale, a recent outage at Microsoft had a global impact. These are just, kind of some of the example which is happening on the risk and regulation side. So to sum up, it could prove very costly to look at risk as a mere compliance necessity achieved by just ticking the boxes. It needs serious top management engagement. Now, other thing to my mind is very important, and which I have seen across the organization in my personal journey also, that even today, now risk has to be embedded in the organizational culture. So, as I was mentioning, even today, risk today is largely seen as the responsibility of what is popularly known in the bank as the second and third line of defense. It has to change to the risk by design, and risk management has to start from the front line of the business. Because audit, risk and compliance, which forms the part of second and third line of defense, they should be more engaged with creating the architecture of risk, putting the mitigation measures and keeping an oversight. If this is a small group, they cannot be expected to have an organization-wide work to be done at their hands. If they are engaged in what should be done at the front line, then somewhere a weakness creeps into the entire risk architecture of the bank. So it is never too late to invest time and resources in risk training, awareness, and to integrate risk parameters in the employees' appraisal system. This is again very important. I think a part of KRA, depending on the position of an employee, must have the weightage for the risk management. Coming to the third point which I mentioned from the drive, which is the innovation and inclusion, it is famously said that today banks are fintech companies who also do the banking. Now customer expectations are ever increasing, competition is intense and is emerging from various known and not so well known corners. Constant innovation has become non-negotiable for survival and growth for every bank. Challenge for the banks today is to create an integrated network to harness data and cater to the expectations of the different customer segments. To do so, I think first an important choice has to be made by every bank. And what is that choice? There could be three scenarios. First, you decide that you are an universal bank, you will do all kind of business, and for that, whatever technology is needed, you will do everything on your own. So that is the first choice. Looks very daunting, almost on the verge of looking impossible to do. That is the choice one. Choice second could be that you choose a niche segment to operate, create an infrastructure, a structure which is suitable to operate in that niche segment, which probably could be manageable within the house, and then operate within that confinement. And the third choice is that you create a network of partners. Now business today, really banking business in particular, needs huge capabilities and data and advanced analytics. Skill sets are needed in these two areas as also in areas such as consumer internet or design thinking, something which a banker would never think about it. But that is the reality of today. Traditional banks, they have the advantage. They have the advantage of customer trust, they have the data, and they have the regulatory comfort. These are the strength of any traditional bank. But they operate in silos, which are difficult to break. Fintechs, on the other hand, have innovative solutions and agility. A win-win partnership between two is a strong business proposition, and which gets related to the third choice which I mentioned out of the three choices. While doing so, however, it is important to get right architecture which facilitates easy to use interface for the partners, but at the same time ensures data security and privacy. I think if you look at the several pronouncements of the regulators today, biggest concerns of regulator is the outsourcing of many activities to the vendors. And I think regulators have been very averse that none of the core activity should be such outsourced. So when I talk about this kind of partnership, generally comes to my mind an example, and which I have mentioned somewhere else also. It is like a relationship between a crocodile and a plover bird. Now plover bird is a small bird, but crocodile allows it to sit in its mouth, and this bird picks up the morsel of residual food from the teeth of the crocodile. So in the process, bird gets a free lunch and crocodile gets a cleaning of the mouth without paying anything, and probably saves the visit to the dentist. So I think this is a kind of relationship which has to come between the bank and the fintech if this kind of alliance has to emerge. Now, as I said, technology is ever evolving. Mr. Kesh also mentioned about the AI and some of the things. But every day a new term is emerging. If I just say that the blockchain, AI, generative AI, machine learning, Web3, tokenization, smart contracts. They are just few of the emerging terms which techno geeks in the bank would do well to keep abreast of, because not in so distant future they would be dealing with all these things, and probably they would have the opportunity to put them at good use for their organization. Now coming to inclusion, because I said innovation and inclusion I had coupled in my third point, banks in India have done meaningful work to promote financial inclusion. And of course, Bandhan, you have seen the data, you have seen the transformation they have done in the lives of so many people. So they have done with a strong business correspondent coverage, small ticket credit, SHG network, basic saving accounts, just to name a few. There is, however, more work to be done in this area, particularly to my mind in rural and agriculture sector. Payment has to go beyond remittances to the innovative solutions. And if you dig deep, there is a immense possibility to weave many good solutions, smart solutions around the payment itself. Forget about the credit. Microcredit has to be supplemented with micro investment and micro insurance and so on. Done right with appropriate technology and partnership, this segment has the potential to become a meaningful business proposition for the bank. Actually, I had imagined a scenario which I had mentioned in my another speech couple of years back, and I would like to repeat here. My dream of marriage between the innovation, inclusion and technology is something like this. Let's assume there is a vegetable vendor from a village, and let's say her name is Kamla. And I would like to imagine this inclusion, innovation and technology in this fashion, that Kamla buys the stock, wholesale stock of the vegetable from a farmer in the village in the morning. First she gets a credit, micro credit from her banker, and this banker is nothing but a kirana shop in the village, and this credit comes to her account. From this she purchases vegetable from a farmer, wholesale vegetable purchase from a farmer in the village. She goes to city, sells this vegetable to the retail customers. Retail customers are paying through QR code to her bank account. After whole day selling the vegetable, doing this toil, she returns to village. From day's earning, she does the part repayment of loan to the bank digitally. Part of the money goes to her saving account. Then from there, small money goes through CIP to SIP to a mutual fund investment. Small amount goes for the sachet micro insurance, and end of the day, the account is conducted like this, no human intervention, everything through technology. Now today, this scene may look like very far-fetched, but if we just go back 5 years back, so many things which are happening today, we would not have thought that they can happen today. So my strong belief is that in not so distant future, these kind of things are very much possible, very much in the realm of possibility. While talking about the inclusion, whatever I have mentioned, I would only like to mention one word of caution here, that such inclusion, when you do the financial inclusion, it should be with the right intent and fair terms. It should not be on such onerous terms that the customer gets really, cowed down by this, and they leave which leads to the exclusion. They leave the banking sector. Understand, these are the customers who are brought to banking system, to the formal financial system with lot of difficulty, and if they get this kind of a frightening experience, then I think they will be excluded forever. So this is the only word of caution which I would like to mention in the field of whatever financial inclusion we are doing. Coming to the fourth point, fourth letter of the word drive, that is the V, or the value-based banking, I would like to say there is no denying the fact that there is huge data asymmetry between the banks and a common customer. This often leads to a customer getting a raw deal at the hands of the lender. Regulators are sensitive to this, and hence slew of directives on fair charges, transparency, protection in digital transaction, etc., have been issued, as you all know. All the banks have adopted Charter of Customers' Right, which are duly published on the website of each bank. This all, however, would be inadequate unless well-being of the customer is ingrained in the organizational culture and tone is set from the top. As they say, ethics is something we do when no one is watching. So that should be the guiding mantra for doing it. And to sum up in the interest of time, such practices may win battles in short run, but ultimately lead to losing the war, particularly when there is an intense competition in the market and there are always, 10 players are standing to replace one. So, institutional might, to my mind, should not be pitted against the individuals, which is a very unfair kind of, comparison between the two. Let me briefly touch upon another relevant dimension of value, which may put the organization themselves to peril, not by any external action, but the action of their own making. Why I am saying this? In the aftermath of stressed asset crisis in Indian banking, we have seen ample cases of corporate misdemeanors. I was a practicing banker at that point of time. I have seen it firsthand. It can also be seen that most of these entrepreneurs, they started with right intentions, but lost their path somewhere in mid-journey. It is, however, painful to see few such cases in the financial sector also. Names are well known and hence no need to recall them. It seems that greed and hubris overpowered the better of individual actors somewhere during the journey. Board of directors, board committees, compliance, risk and audit function should remain alert towards such existential threat to the organizations. Regulators have empowered them for this very reason, and that is why, there are directions from the RBI that the internal audit should have a one-on-one interaction with the audit committee, or risk should have the similar kind of interaction with risk committee, where the committee or board members need to interact with these people without the presence of the management. That is the whole idea behind putting those kind of directions. So, coming to the last point, and very briefly, E, which is environment. I think, to my mind, this is the front where a lot of ground is to be covered. Most of the banks have committed to net zero and climate change, but a trackable framework is yet to emerge. Financing transition economy would entail massive outlay, and a significant gap is presently existing between demand and supply. This is a factor which would affect both the liabilities and asset side of the bank's balance sheet. Early movers in this space would reap dividend in long run. I won't go into much elaboration on this point because I think the time assigned to me is nearing to end. So let me conclude with a quote from Hartley Withers, which says very simply that good banking is not produced by good laws, but good bankers. So my call and appeal to all the family of Bandhan is strive to be good bankers. Thank you very much for your patient listening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mundra. I'd request you to stay back on stage, sir. I'm on this side, sir. So if you could stay back on the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, what we did was we had sent out an invitation to all the invitees to send across their questions that they would want Mr. Mundra to answer on stage. We received many, we've shortlisted a few, and Mr. Mundra will help us answer those. So the first one comes from Amol Ashok Inamdar from Mumbai. And he says, RBI had taken steps to boost the usage of India's digital currency, the e-rupee. A pilot was started. However, the number of retail transactions have fallen. RBI seems to have taken a pause to expand the pilot. Given India's success with tech innovation to build strong DPIs, such as Jam Trinity, UPI, etc., what is your view on the pickup of e-rupee initiative? Also, can India become a differentiator in rolling out its own digital currency acceptable globally?
Thank you. Very interesting question. And there are two parts to it. Number one, first when we talk about the CBDC, to my mind, and we were just discussing before I came here, there had been a similar situation that, and it was during the period actually I was in RBI, so I have a first recall that RBI decided to issue the differentiated licensing. And that is where the small finance bank and payment banks came into existence. Soon after that, the payment bank license were given, and then came on the scenario UPI and the QR code, and the whole model on which the payment bank edifice was really thought upon became largely irrelevant. I think majority of them withdrew the application even before the license could have been granted. Remaining also, barring one or two, are really operating half-hearted in the field. Why I am quoting that? To my mind, my opinion is that CBDC vis-a-vis UPI is almost in the similar situation. With such a ubiquitous presence of UPI, QR code, and already the usage which is widely prevalent, I really don't see that CBDC is going to serve any special extra purpose. Good thing to have, good thing to be one of the early mover in the world as a concept, but when it comes to uses, I'm not very optimistic about it. As far as coming to second part, if first part is not relevant, then second part obviously becomes irrelevant. But even adding furthermore to that, see, when you are talking about the rupee becoming a global currency, the digital rupee, the fact is, before, if that were to happen, before that rupee should become a convertible currency. We are not at this stage even today. So until unless that happens, I think this question would have no meaning.
Thank you for that. We move on to the next question, and this comes from Pinak Ghosh from Kolkata, who is sitting among us right now. In his statement following the 50th MPC on August 8, the RBI governor observed that alternative investment avenues are becoming more attractive to retail customers, and banks are facing challenges on the funding front with bank deposits trailing loan growth. So, banks are taking greater recourse to short-term non-retail deposits and other instruments of liability to meet the incremental credit demand. What can banks do to make retail deposits more attractive?
Again, yes, very interesting and very relevant question in today's environment. There are 2-3 things to it. Number one, of course, bank taking short-term deposit, it can be only a short-term solution. It cannot be a permanent solution. Permanent solution would come from somewhere else. Second point, in globally, in advanced economy, the bank funding is coming more from the marketplace than from the retail customers. In that sense, India is different, and we are fortunate to have a very large retail deposit base. But things are changing. Today only, I think there was a news article, probably 47% of term deposit in banking system is now from senior citizens. It means that the young customers are obviously looking for more and more opportunities elsewhere. So, and for banks, what can they do to make the retail deposit more attractive? Few things are already happened, like you have the digital ways, you have what you call as the auto sweep in and out. All those kind of things are there. There are moves by raising the rate of interest. You get even up to 7% by some banks. I don't know what Bandhan does about it in the retail. But all that, banks alone really won't be able to solve that issue. I think it will also need some action on the part of government, which is around the taxation of the interest on retail deposit. We can make it little more attractive. But to my mind, these are all going to help to some extent, but there cannot be a permanent solution. There are 2-3 things, even if we look at the banking space. One, banks have to accept the reality that people coming and putting money in long-term deposit at the rate of interest which can be offered is something which is going to reduce more and more. The money which will be coming in the bank will be more a kind of transition money, because ultimately wherever you invest and divest, fortunately, even today, banking is the only channel from where these banks have to fund. And hence, you must have seen that the bank, which took early initiative and put the strong technology, are having the maximum advantage of this transition, the fund which are in transition. And as a result, without quoting the name, all of you know, there are banks which are having CASA percentage of 50 or even 55%. So that will be the only way. You have to create the capability to get more and more transition fund and use them. Second, ultimately marketplace has to develop, and banks should be able to raise growing gradually, but the part of their resource funding from the marketplace.
Thank you for that answer, sir. We move on to, there are 2 questions which are related. I'll read out both of them for you to answer. The first one comes from Ganesh Chandra Modak from Kolkata. He asks, can RBI open a separate window like Microfinance Regulatory Authority to facilitate and promote the growth of microfinance institutions in India? The other question comes from Sukriti Mukhopadhyay, again from Kolkata, and she asks, can RBI extend some equity support and credit guarantee to small and medium-sized MFIs?
On the first question, I think we already have enough number of regulators to create another regulator only for the microfinance sector would only probably bring the belief that RBI doesn't have enough bandwidth or attention towards the microfinance sector. I don't believe so. In fact, there is an alternate mechanism, and to my mind, microfinance is the only sector where 2 SROs are operating, and RBI has been constantly engaging with them. They have their own certain code of conduct. I think that should be good enough, and that window should be utilized effectively. As far as the second point is concerned, it is a clear, I think, case of conflict. A regulator is not expected to provide either equity or guarantee to the entities whom they are regulating. A clear conflict will come. In fact, if you look carefully, there had been certain instances where this kind of conflict was already existing. Even SBI is one example of that, where Reserve Bank of India was having the equity stake. And over a period, I think they have corrected that situation. These kind of initiatives may come from the government, but not from the regulator.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your lecture and for answering the questions. I request you to stay back on stage while I invite on stage Ratan and Rajinder for a small felicitation for Mr. Mundra. Sirs, if you could please come up on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest and the person who delivered the anniversary lecture, Mr. Mundra, being felicitated by our MD and CEO and our ED and CVO.
Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank.
Gentlemen, please stay back on stage as we request our chairman, Dr. Sinha, to come up on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the success of Bandhan Bank is due to our customers who have trusted us to be their banking partner. Now, we will request on stage two of our customers who we have been able to partner in the financial journey.
Coming up first is a customer who started her entrepreneurial journey with a little assistance from Bandhan Bank. She was a private tutor, her husband is an auto driver, and there were financial stress in the household. Most importantly, she was concerned about the future of her daughter and her education. She took a small loan from Bandhan Bank and she started her own stitching business. Unfortunately, due to health concerns, she had to quit that business, but she was determined to add to the family's income and secure the future. What did she do? She took another loan, having repaid the first one well, and this time she opened a fast food joint, as you can see in the picture. Her daughter is getting very good education right now. The family's standard of living has increased significantly. And what's more, she has the dream of sending her daughter abroad for her higher education, and she's working towards it. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome on stage Babita, Prashanta, and their daughter Adrija. Mrs. Babita Haldar, Mr. Prashanta Haldar, and Adrija Haldar. I would request their felicitation items to be brought onto the stage, please.
Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you dream, your dreams are powerful and you have Bandhan by your side, you can really make miracles happen. And this is one such example. And now I would go across to Adrija. Adrija, একটু সামনের দিকে এসো। বন্ধন ব্যাংকের বিষয়ে কিভাবে বন্ধন ব্যাংক সাপোর্ট করেছে তোমার জার্নি সেই বিষয়ে তুমি কিছু বলতে চাও?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Adrija Haldar, currently studying in class 11, St. John's School. My father is an auto driver, but I'm not at all ashamed of it. Instead, I'm proud of it. That instead of having, instead of having such a profession, he dared to admit me in such a big and reputed school. My mother, Babita Haldar, she is a private tutor. In 2016, when I was 8 years old, I saw her taking her first loan from Bandhan. Later on, she started her own sewing business where she made blouses, petticoats, etc. So they have sacrificed a lot, both my parents, their unwavering dedication, sacrifices have made me what I am today here standing. So lastly, I would like to thank Bandhan for whom I'm here today. And I wish Bandhan to keep on making these remarkable works of uh, extending the middle class families, helping the children to foster their career and shape their future. So thank you so much, Bandhan.
Thank you so much, Adrija. Thank you, Babita Di. Thank you, Prashantada. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, a true embodiment of what empowering does to lives of people. All right, we heard in the various speeches earlier that Bandhan was set up for women empowerment. We saw one such live example in front of us. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to jump into the audience and just know the names of a few more women customers who are here with us. And I will start here. Ma'am, your name please?
My name is Avni.
Avni, what a lovely name. What does that name mean, ma'am? Is it the earth? If I remember correctly, it's the earth.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Madam Avni is here. She is a Bandhan Bank customer. We move on to, okay, let me come here. Ma'am, your name please?
Avni.
Your name, okay. Her name is Avni. I'm asking your name.
My name is Avni.
Wow, this is a real coincidence. Two ladies and both of them Avnis. Okay, I'll move on to the third now. Let me look for someone else on that side. Maybe I'll get a different name. Okay. Ma'am, what's your name?
Avni.
Okay, this is fixed. This is completely fixed. Okay, one last time. Ma'am, your name?
Avni.
No, there's something wrong here. Everyone can't be called Avni. But thank you for coming. If really your name is Avni, which I'm sure it is, thank you for coming to this, the Foundation Day of Bandhan Bank. Women empowerment, a true example, and women equality, a true example, all four of these. So we move on now.
Next, we would like to invite on stage our esteemed customer who, along with his mother, has been banking with us since as early as 2018. He is a hotelier and owns 4 hotels. It is our pleasure to welcome Mr. Pratyush Shaha, who is a customer of our Kalikapur branch. I would request the gentleman on stage to felicitate Mr. Shaha. Mr. Shaha, can you please come up on stage?
Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank.
Thank you, Mr. Shaha, for joining us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for us to announce a couple of new introductions from Bandhan Bank. For the first one, we request the dignitaries on stage to move to the dome kept at the left of the stage as we prepare for the announcement. We request the gentlemen on stage to please place their hands on the dome to activate the launch.
So for this launch, we have this dome. This will light up as you touch this, sir. But on the count of 3, because all of you have to put your hands on it together. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry. Please stop the music. Sorry, there seems to be some glitch. I'm sorry for this. This is with technology. You practice as much as you want, but when it has to go wrong, it will go wrong. Sorry for this. We'll try one more time, sir, and I'm sure this time it will happen. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think there's something wrong at the console. Or maybe I could just change the equation a little bit. May I request all the 4 Avnis to come onto stage, please? All the 4 ladies who are called Avnis, if you could please come up to the stage. And now I would request all 4 of you together on the count of 3 to put your hands on the dome. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's worked.
A savings account designed specially for women. Avni offers a host of benefits like discounts on annual locker rentals and in the processing fees of gold loans, attractive interest rates on deposits, free movie tickets, exclusive and exciting offers on beauty and wellness products, and Avni MasterCard Platinum Debit Card, which offers free airport lounge access, insurance covers including lost card liability and purchase protection.
Presenting Avni by the Avnis. And here is a good photo opportunity for us, women customers of Bandhan Bank. The first Avni customers of Bandhan Bank. Thank you so much, but I'm sure now the audience would want to know what your real name is. Okay, so if you could one by one tell us what your names are.
Umashri.
Umashri,
Deboshmita.
Devoshmita,
Sushmita.
Sushmita,
Ritika.
Ritika, but all 4 are Avnis. So a big round of applause for the Avnis on stage. Thank you for joining us, requesting the gentlemen to stay back. Ladies, you may please take your seat. Thank you so much.
We now move to the second big announcement. For this, we would like to invite on stage Mr. Amresh Acharya, MD and CEO, Loyalty Rewards Management Private Limited. We would also like to invite Mr. Pratyush Shah once again, our customer. Mr. Shah, please come on stage. Mr. Shah, we have a special wand for you. Can we have the wand, please? This is a wand for you, Mr. Shah, and we would request you to touch the wand on the circle that is there on the screen.
I'd request the other gentleman to just move aside slightly. Here is the wand, and you'll have to touch it on the circle, on the screen. Just touch it and let it be.
presenting Bandhan Bank Delights, an enterprise-wide loyalty program for our customers. Now, on various transactions, our customers can earn and redeem reward points called Delight Points on the Delights platform. The platform comes with various offers and discounts that customers can purchase through points or by paying through any of the Bandhan Bank payment options available. Thank you, Mr. Acharya, and thank you, Mr. Shah, for joining us in launching Bandhan Bank Delights.
We would request the dignitaries on stage to stay back on stage as we announce the entry of someone special, in fact, two special people on stage. First up, I'd like to invite on stage the founder of Bandhan, Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh. Mr. Ghosh, if you could please come up on stage and join the gentleman. And along with Mr. Ghosh, inviting on stage someone who needs no introduction, Captain Amazing, Brand Ambassador for Bandhan Bank, Saurav Ganguly.
Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank, Bandhan Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bandhan Bank has nearly 6,300 banking outlets across the country, which is 35 states and union territories. The banking outlets are of three kinds. There are bank branches, there are banking units, and there are home loan centers. They are the main growth drivers for this bank and also the flag bearers of the Bandhan way of banking. In the year, while all the banking outlets performed well, there are a few who stood out of the crowd. They played out of their skins, and with their remarkable performances, they appeared on the toppers list. It is now time for us to recognize their efforts and, more importantly, results. We start with the banking units. These are the top performing banking units. To arrive at the top performing banking units, we rank them on various parameters like business growth, on-time repayment, and the quality of the loan book, among others. In no particular order, we will now call out the names of the top performing banking units across the country. We would request the banking unit managers to come up on stage for the respective banking unit and accept the certificate on behalf of their fantastic teams.
We will start with Denupalli Venkata Bhavani Prasad, Banking Unit Manager, coming from Tagara Puvalasa, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Then we have Panuganti Rajukumar from Pedapalli Banking Unit, Telangana. Rajinagar, Murshidabad, West Bengal, we have Totan Haldar as Banking Unit Manager accepting the certificate. Sujit Kumar Mandal, coming from Bhatol Banking Unit, North Dinajpur, West Bengal. From Mulgal Banking Unit, Kolar, Karnataka, we have R. Karthik. Manoj Ishwar Patil from Paratwada, Amravati, Maharashtra. From Shahpur Banking Unit, Behranpur, Madhya Pradesh, Dolan Tantube.
Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank.
Pradeep Kumar Singh, Banking Unit Manager, coming from Moat Banking Unit, Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh. Last but not the least, Hasanpur Banking Unit, Amroha, Uttar Pradesh. We have Mohammad Imran. Please come on stage to receive the certificate.
Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank.
Okay, this is one photograph that we will have framed and keep this for eternity. Top performing banking units across the country. Thank you, winners. Thank you for joining us. Requesting the dignitaries to be on stage while the banking unit managers may take their seats in the audience. We move on to the top performing bank branches. Branches were ranked on performance parameters like quantum and quality of retail business, including total deposits, CASA deposits, revenue achievement, and audit scores, among others. In no particular order, we would now call out the names of the branches, and the branch managers from the respective branches would come up on stage and receive their certificates on behalf of their entire team.
We'll start with Raipur branch, Chhattisgarh. We have Sanjay Thakre coming to receive the certificate. Followed by Arijit Ghatak, branch head, coming from Tarakeshwar branch, Hooghly, West Bengal. Ashiana Nagar branch, Patna, Bihar. We have Sanoj Kumar Soni.
Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank.
Mintu Sarkar coming from Badepur, South 24 Parganas, West Bengal. Tohana branch, Fatehabad, Haryana. Mr. Munish Jindal, please come up on stage. Harjeet Singh, Nakodar, Jalandhar, Punjab. Sir, please come up on stage. Shaubhagya Nagar branch, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Sabyasachi Panda, please come and receive the certificate.
Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank.
Sandeep Das from Sundargarh branch, Odisha. From Dantan, West Midnapur, West Bengal, we have Partha Sarthi Purkayat. Kaushik Bhattacharya from Station Chaupati branch, Kuch Bihar, West Bengal. Baladia, Kutch, Gujarat, we have Jwalant Dheeraj Lal Parekh. And Jatin Bharat Kumar Bhatt representing Porbandar branch, Gujarat.
Another photograph for the albums, the winners of the top performing branches from across the country. Thank you, winners. You may please take your seats, requesting the gentlemen to stay back on stage while the winners take their seats.
It's now time for the top performing home loan centers. To arrive at this list, we looked at various parameters like business growth and the quality of book, among others. We would now like to invite on stage, in no particular order, the retail office in charge for each of the top performing home loan centers. We will begin with Khandwa branch home loan center, Madhya Pradesh, and we have Kapil Shivnarayan Gupta who will come and receive the certificate. Followed by Nethi Swarnalatha, Kukatpalli, Medchal, Malkajgiri, Telangana. Chembur Home Loan Center, Mumbai, Maharashtra, Kishore Nagji Bhai Dhandukia. Praful Ashok Wagmare from Latur Home Loan Center, Maharashtra. Bhadrak Home Loan Center, Odisha, Sadaseb Lenka. Kiran Ajay Shelke, Swargate Home Loan Center, Pune, Maharashtra.
One more prime photograph. Home loan centers, the best performing ones across the country. Thank you, winners. Thank you for joining us on stage. Requesting the gentlemen to stay back. Winners may please go and take your seats in the audience. All right, now it is time for the best of the best. We move on to the best branch, All India, best banking unit, All India, and best home loan center, All India. Are you ready for this? I think we need a round of applause to encourage these winners on stage.
Coming up first is the best banking unit. Please put your hands together for Salmari Banking Unit from Katihar district of Bihar. We would like to invite on stage the banking unit head, Brajendranath Mandal, to receive the certificate on behalf of his team. Next is the best branch. With a huge round of applause, please welcome on stage Supreet Kaur, the branch head of Chembur, Maharashtra, Supreet will receive the certificate on behalf of our entire branch team. Supreet, you may please come up now. Supreet receiving the certificate on behalf of Chembur branch. Last but definitely not the least, it is time for the best home loan center. Please put your hands together for Khargone Home Loan Center from Madhya Pradesh. The certificate will be accepted by the retail office in charge, Vinod Ramchandra Chauhan. Congratulations to all the winners. We would request Dr. Sinha to stay back on stage and all the other gentlemen to take their seats in the audience.
We would also request, just one second. We would request our winner to take his seat and request the other gentleman to stay back, because there is one agenda item. It was not there in the flow, but we have included it in the last. How can we let India's transformer, Sourav Ganguly, leave without a felicitation? So now we have the felicitation for Sourav Ganguly. I request the gentleman on stage to felicitate him. Thank you so much, gentlemen. You may please take your seats in the audience. We'd request Dr. Sinha to stay back on stage for just a brief moment while Dr. Sinha comes to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, all the winners that you saw today have come from different parts of the country. These are the top performing banking outlets for Bandhan Bank. And I'm going to show you a map on the screen, which will show you where all the winners come from. You would remember Ratan's speech. Mr. Ghosh also mentioned that Bandhan Bank today is truly a pan-India universal bank, and the dots you see on the map are of all the winners who came here for their certificates. Ladies and gentlemen, truly a pan-India universal bank, your Bandhan Bank. I would now request Dr. Sinha to propose the vote of thanks. Just a few words, sir.
Very good evening to all of you, and respected chief guest, Mr. Mundra, special invitee, our own brand ambassador, Mr. Sourav Ganguly, founder of Bandhan Bank, our own mentor and founder, Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh. Of course, Mrs. Ghosh is also here. Our esteemed board members, MD and CEO of Bandhan Bank, Ratan Kesh, our valued investors, dedicated employees, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. It fills me with immense pride and joy to stand before you today as we celebrate 9 years of Bandhan Bank's journey, a journey marked by resilience, growth, and most importantly, impact. From the very beginning, our mission has been to be a bank for all. And today, as we reflect on the past 9 years, it's clear that our efforts have not only borne fruit, but have unfolded into a journey of transformational impact across the nation. This evening's program has been both enlightening and inspiring. The keynote speech by Mr. Ghosh was heartfelt and gave us insights into his vision of bringing about impact at scale. Thank you, Mr. Ghosh, for your presence here this evening, and I wish you the very best in our endeavor to transform more lives across the nation. Ratan's address highlighted the core strengths that we have built as a bank and what is planned for the near term. As was highlighted in his address, Bandhan Bank 2.0 has clearly begun. It was also a great revelation to see top performers across business verticals representing geographies across the whole country. A special thank you to our chief guest, Mr. Mundra, for delivering the anniversary lecture on the topic, Indian Bank's Path to Drive. Your insights into the direction, resilience, innovation, value creation, and excellence required for the future of Indian banking have truly resonated with us. Your presence here today has enriched our celebration and provided us with a clear vision of a path forward. I would also like to acknowledge the inspiring stories shared by our customers. Your journeys are a testament to the impact Bandhan Bank strives to make every day. Stories like yours remind us why we do what we do, and they give us the strength and determination to keep pushing the boundaries of what is possible. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our customers, shareholders, employees, and all our well-wishers. Your trust, support, and belief in Bandhan Bank are what fuels our growth and drives our success. We are here today, 9 years strong, still raring to go because of you. Thank you everyone for being a part of this special evening. Let's continue to build our legacy together. Thank you. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sinha. Ladies and gentlemen, as is the tradition every year, it is now time for us to prepare the stage for an enthralling performance. But as the stage gets ready,